Hi Troop 516, this is Mr. Duncan. I'm the fourth best knot tire in our troop. I'm not going to tell you who the best three are, only the fourth best. And I've been cooped up all day long. I've been cooped up for a whole week and I'm itching to do something scout related. I'm making this video and several following primarily for the benefit of our brand new scouts. And I'm going to teach you how I tie some of the 7 basic scouting knots and some of the lashings. There's a million different videos out on the internet showing you the exact same thing, but I thought it would be good for you to see some of us who are participants in the troop actually doing some of these things with you and for you. Probably we would have, if we weren't under quarantine right now, we would have taught you a lot of these knots at in scout meetings and our new scout camp out. But since we're kind of on lockdown, I'm going to try to do this by video. I'm going to do things a little different than a lot of people do. The first knot that I'm going to teach you how to do is the clove hitch. If you know how to do the clove hitch, not only can you do the clove hitch, you can do 2 half hitches. 2 half hitches, turns out, is just another clove hitch. With one more turn, you can turn a clove hitch into a taut-line hitch, and you can both start and end some lashings. So if you learn how to do a clove hitch, you can do a lot of different knots. So I'm going to start there. My son Gabriel is my videographer today, and so he's going to help. He's going to help capture what I'm about to do. So I'm going to have him come around and look over my shoulder so that you can see the way I see it. With any knot, there is a standing end and a running end. I'm right-handed. The standing end for me is going to be in my left hand. I'm not going to do anything with the piece of rope in my left hand. I'm going to do all the work with my right hand, and this piece of the rope is called the running end. So there's the standing end, doesn't move. The running end is where you do all your work. So this is how I tie a clove hitch. This is just a piece of bamboo that I found somewhere. The way I do it, I hold it in my left hand and I just toss it over my stick. Just toss it over. Then I make a cross. I cross my hand, my right hand over my left hand, and I reach down and grab that running end. Then I run it around my thumb and I toss it over again. Then I reach through the hole and grab that rope and pull it snug. That is a clove hitch. You see the nice X that it makes? That's how you tell that you've got a clove hitch. And on the back side, the pieces of rope lay parallel to one another. I always tell my scouts that a pretty knot is a nicely tied knot. So you're going to look for a pretty knot. Let me do that again for you. Standing in, running in. Just toss the running end over your stick. Cross your arm. Reach over and grab it. Run it around your thumb and drop it over again. Reach through the hole, bring it back up, snug it up. That's clove hitch. I learned to tie clove hitches many years ago. Back in my younger days, I used to shoot professional fireworks as a hobby. And if you've been to the Kettering-Delco Park to watch their 4th of July fireworks show, I used to load the cannons with all those fireworks. And I tied literally hundreds, if not thousands, of clove hitches to tie down the fireworks into the firing racks. That's where I learned to tie this, and that's the way I did it, hundreds of times a day. Hundreds of times a day. Okay? That's clove hitch. I'm going to show you another way to make a clove hitch. Gabe, why don't you come around here just a little bit different angle. I'm going to show you another way to tie a clove hitch that's real handy. Using 2 overhand loops. Again, this is my standing end and my running end. I'm going to make an overhand loop. You see that overhand loop? Let's do that again. Make an overhand loop. And then I'm going to make another overhand loop. I've got 2 overhand loops. And I'm going to take the one on the right-hand side and put it behind the one on the left-hand side. And then if I snug it up, look at there. Clove hitch. Let's do it again. Make an overhand loop. Gabe's distracted. He's getting a phone call. Make an overhand loop. And another overhand loop. Take the right hand loop. Put it behind the left hand loop. And there you go. That's a clove hitch. All right, I'm going to show you one more way. In a few videos, I'm going to show you how to do some lashings. And when you get done, well, both when you start a lashing and when you finish a lashing, you're going to, in some cases, you're going to start with and you're going to conclude with a clove hitch. What I've got here is I've just got an oak dowel and I've tied my rope to the stick. When you finish up a lashing, you're going to have a piece of rope that's tied to your sticks after completing the lashings. So how do you do a clove hitch when part of the rope is already tied to another stick? Well, you do it the same way. I'm going to drop it over that one side, and I'm going to run it up through the middle. Just like that. Then I'm going to throw it over again and reach up through the hole one more time. And then there you go. There's your clove hitch. Right there. And then if you're finishing off a lashing, we'll do that in a couple days. You just tighten that down like crazy, and that lashing's not going to go anywhere. Let's do that again. I'm finishing up a lashing, and I've got my rope tied to a stick. How do I finish it? Well, again, you take that rope, take your running end, toss it over the stick. You reach through that hole. You pull it through. Run it around your thumb. Drop it down again. Reach through the hole. Pull it back up. Snug it up, and right there's your clove hitch. See the X? And it would be parallel on this side, those two over there. Tighten it down. All right, so you all practice doing your clove hitches. I've showed you 3 ways of doing a clove hitch. Just a bare rope and a stick. 2 overhand loops, and then how to finish. I'll show you how this is when we finish off lashings in a few days. All right, you all practice. Let me know if you have any questions. Mr. Duncan, 4th best knot tire in Troop 516. Have a good night.